Hi everyone, Megan Tucker here with Usborne Books and More, and today I'm going to share with you some of our storybooks. The first one is Animal Stories for Bedtime, and it is bound beautifully. There are 10 different stories in this book. Great for little bedtime stories. It has the Little Red Hen, the Three Little Pigs, Billy Goat Gruff. You'll notice that the illustrations are just cute. It's just a fun story to read with your little ones at bedtime. There is a ribbon bookmark that helps you hold your place so you know which story to pick up on each night. The next book I have to share with you is What Will Danny Do Today? Now this story is a fun read aloud. It has thick, sturdy pages, and it lets kiddos kind of decide on their own what Danny is going to do. So this one says, what will Danny wear today? Will he choose spotty, stripy, or plain clothes? Will he pick crunchy, chewy, or wobbly breakfast? So it's just kind of a fun book for kiddos to decide on their own and make these choices. So as I said, it's a great read aloud for several kiddos because they all get to choose their own interest. The next book I have for you is called Cordelia. And it's about Cordelia who could fly. And she could fly until she heard people saying things about how people couldn't fly. So then she can't. And as the story goes on, she learns that ultimately she just needs to believe in herself. And as she starts to believe in herself, she begins to fly again. So it's just a great story. You'll notice behind me that we have a Cordelia plush doll that you can purchase separately. The next book I have to share with you is from our how-to series. This is how to tuck in your sleepy line, and it goes through just, getting ready for bed and how little ones are usually kind of rowdy after bath time. The pages are really thick and sturdy. We have some other books about, from our how-to series. We have how to feed your cheeky monkey, how to bathe your little dinosaur, and how to brush your teeth with Snappy Croc. So these are just fun how-to books for any of those topics your kiddos might need a little encouragement with. The next book I have to share with you is B is for Bedtime. Now this book goes through the alphabet and it kind of builds up to bedtime. So it's just a cute storybook that helps teach letters to your little ones, maybe before they go to bed each night. Just a cute little sweet story. So B is for Bedtime. The next one is Animally, and this is going to be a classic in our household, I can already tell. It's such a sweet story that talks about how much we love each other. So it says, I love you hugely like a whale, I love you shyly like a quail, I love you cleverly like a fox, I love you powerfully like an ox. So it just goes through and talks about how much we love each other with these sweet little animals too. So Animally. The next book I have to share with you is I'm a Hungry Dinosaur. We also have I'm a Dirty Dinosaur, and you'll notice in this one that the illustrations are actually made from cake mix and sprinkles. And there are these fun pages with bold, bright words that kiddos can help chant along with and dance to. It says tip, tip, pat, pat, and smooth it best I can. So it's just kind of a fun book you could read while you're making a cake. Or you can even do some fun pudding drawing with it. Just fun, lots of fun activities that can go along with this book. Our next book is Dan the Taxi Man, and it is written by Eric Ode, and he is a singer-songwriter, so a lot of his books are sing-songy and just catchy. So it's about Dan the Taxi Man who's driving around town to pick up the band. And you'll notice that there's a lot of rhyming in this book. For instance, on this page it says, here comes a Marine with her tambourine. Shake a shake, crash, shake a shake, crash. So if your kiddos love instruments, this is a great book for them because it talks about all kinds of different instruments and the sounds they make. The next one we have is A Tale of Two Beasts. And this book I love because it teaches perspective. So in the beginning, there's this little girl who finds a beast out in the forest, and she takes him home and takes care of him. And as the story progresses, you start to be able to see the beast side of the story. And he talks about how this little girl took him home and tied him up and made him, hang out with this other creature in a box and all these different things. So it's a really funny, cute story about how there are two sides to every story. Great for teaching perspective. The next book I have to share with you is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Now, we have several of these different classic books. You'll notice that the illustrations are beautiful. Just your typical story about Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We also have Little Red Riding Hood, Anne of Green Gables, Jack and the Beanstalk. And you'll notice that these books have a thick padded cover, which are just great for keeping around for a long time. The next book I have to share with you is Jonathan James and the What If Monster. And this is a great book for any kiddo who has a what if monster hanging around. So this one says, what if you tumble? What if there's wind? What if you slip and your knee gets all skinned? So Jonathan James has this what if monster that he keeps listening to. And at the end, you'll notice that Jonathan James starts to kind of question that what if monster. You know, what if I make a friend? And it's just a really sweet book. So any kiddos that have those what ifs, this is a great story for them. And you'll notice behind me there is a what if monster plush that you can get separately. Our next book is Amelia Who Could Fly, and it's about this little girl named Amelia who had a dream that she could fly. So she goes on all these adventures, trying different things to help her learn how to fly. You'll notice that the illustrations are just really beautiful. So she's just always dreaming about flying in this story and persevering, setting some plans. And at the end, you'll notice that it talks about Amelia Earhart. It's just a sweet classic story. And the last book I'm going to share with you for today is called There is a Mouse About the House. And you'll notice that there's this little mouse right here. When you take him out, he follows these little trails that are all throughout the story, and he goes through the hole, and he shows up on the next page. So this is great for teaching kiddos left to right, which is a great skill they're going to need when they begin to read and write on their own. Kiddos love to, interact with this book and put the little mouse through the holes. It's just a fun storybook. Usborne has so many great storybooks for kids with all sorts of different interests. If you have any questions or you're looking for something specific, let us know and we can help you find something great. Thank you.